here at The Frugal Crafter. Today I have a really fun St. Patrick's Day project for you. We're going to make this rainbow themed card. We're going to do a little stamping, embossing, punching, and it's a lot of fun, and we're going to do it economically because we're going to use supplies from our sponsor, Paper Mart. You can find them online at www.papermart.com. And today I'm really going to highlight this corrugated paper. It comes 10 sheet packs. They're about 20 by 27 inch sheets, and it's about $3. So you can stock off on a variety of colors, and it's really great if you do a lot of classes with children, or you just like to have a lot of colorful stuff hanging around for your seasonal crafts. So let's go to the table and I'll show you how to do it. One of the things that surprised me the most about this paper was that you could punch it. Although it's corrugated, it's actually quite thin, but it's crispy, so it punches really well. Here I have punched this large floor square, and I even was able to do some little hearts. So if you wanted to make a shamrock that way, you could punch a bunch of tiny hearts. Let me show you how easily this punches. Just get into your punch, give it a squeeze, and look at that. You get a nice, crisp punch design. So that was my first surprising little find. You could probably run it through your die cutter too. It might crush down the corrugation a bit, so just, you know, experiment with the scrap if you want to try that. The other thing I wanted to share with you is that when you're embossing, sometimes the deboss design looks better than the emboss design. On this card, I actually had a smudge on the backside, so I thought I'd use the deboss design, and I actually like the look a little bit better. So let's arrange our card. I'm going to keep it with the deboss side up, just like I did in my sample, and I am going to lay out my design. So I'm going to go in rainbow order with these little punch outs, and I'm going to have the corrugation going horizontally so I can kind of nest them in together. That will make the card sturdier, and it will also keep it a little bit flatter, so your postage costs will be a little bit less when you're mailing it. I'm going to put that like that, just go in rainbow order across. And there, and as soon as you have it just the way you want it, go ahead and glue it down. I'm going to use hot glue, but you could use craft glue if you're working with kids, like a thick and tacky glue or just an Elmer's glue. I have a heat-proof mat here, so that's fine for me to lay my hot glue gun down on. I would not let the kids use the hot glue gun unless they're super responsible. And you're just going to layer them up like so. There we go. For the focal point of the card, I just have a little scrap of white cardstock, and I'm going to stamp a shamrock in green ink. Now if you wanted to use the little heart punch outs, you could do that as well. I'm using a nice bright vivid green. And then I'm going to color it in with a light green colored pencil. There we go. Now I'm going to punch out this shape, so we kind of repeat the pattern that we had with the rainbow papers. And we're going to glue that right on top here, centered amongst our rainbow shapes. You could use hearts, you could use scallops, you could use any shape you wanted that you had a big punch for that would look really pretty. This paper is so versatile. It's even large enough you could do some bulletin board work. Be really cute in a classroom. Now another little tip I want to share with you is how to make a little custom banner. I'm going to use that same punch that we just used to cut our shapes, and I'm going to put the paper through the edge of it, through the back, and I'm going to give it a little squeeze there. So now I have that little bracket shape on the side. I'm going to do the same for the other end. And now I can stamp on my sentiment, which is Happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm going to stamp that right in black ink. Center it right up. And then I'm going to ink the edges with my green ink pad. And don't worry if it's not perfect. I'm going to even add a little bit of colored pencil to it just to make it a little bit more like my shamrock that I stamped. If you want, you can bend this banner a little bit before you stick it down for some dimension, and that's great if you're going to hand deliver it, but if you're going to mail it, you may want to just stick it down flat. I'm going to use a little bit of glue in the center for that, and then I'm going to put on a little eyelet. I think most of us who have been scrapbooking or crafting for more than a few years have a stash of eyelets, and I've got my little crocodile tool, which I really like for attaching them. It makes them go a lot quicker. And let me just find my little package of eyelets. Where are they hiding? Found them. They had taken a little adventure onto my cluttered craft room floor. Don't you love it when your supplies go on adventures without you? Alright, so now we're going to put this on the panel now because we're going to adhere this card front onto a card base, but we want to put the eyelets on first so that doesn't poke through the middle of our card. So that's one of those little great tips that I love to offer, but I always forget to do, and I've always got eyelet backs poking through my cards, so I wanted to make sure I remembered that to share that with you so that you can not make the same mistakes that I make repeatedly. Alright, now all we have to do is adhere that to our card base, and I like to actually put my adhesive on the card base because then I find that I don't get crud on the front of my card. Make sure I have it opening the right way, and there we go. A quick and easy card that you can make for St. Patrick's Day. I want to thank you so much for watching. Please check out our sponsor, Paper Mart, at www.papermart.com, where we make you look even better. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy crafting.